Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Our topic for today is costly mistake most traders make in trading. Now, we are going to separate this topic into two parts. First thing we need to understand, all the mistake, can you see the terms called costly? Please do not underestimate those mistakes that we are looking at, because these all mistakes can be very costly. Now, if you really read many of the investment or trading books, which they really did some research based on their own traders or some of the traders that they have hired, or those traders that have been trading with them, you can see that the conclusion stated that based on only mistake in trading, it can be very costly. Can be very costly. What is the definition of costly? Meaning that, let's say for example, your performance can be reduced by 80%. Let's say your profit can be reduced by 80%. Just imagine. For example, if really based on your own trading system, you trade, supposedly you should get 10,000. But because of your mistakes that you have made throughout the whole year, it can reduce from 10,000 to only 2,000. So what if, let's say for example, if you're only making marginal profit, your profit might become a loss. So first thing we need to understand, mistakes can be very costly. So in this particular topic, we are going to discuss different type of trading, or what we call it as common mistake made by most traders, and how do we rectify each mistakes. So let's say for example, you accidentally did, or you accidentally caused that particular mistakes. So how do you rectify it? So this is the first part that we will discuss. And the second part, definitely if we can reduce our mistakes, or even best is we can reduce our mistake until maybe close to zero, that would be the best. So first part, we need to understand what are the common types of mistakes that we have made and how to rectify if you so unfortunately you face with that kind of mistakes. And second part is definitely let us discuss how can we avoid or at least reduce our mistakes made. So my name is Ting Ting. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channels and on your notification bell. As usual, before we start, we need to do a general disclaimer. Our topic for today is only meant for education purposes. There's no buy or sell call. So let's start with the first mistakes, that common mistakes. So today we are going to focus in terms of execution errors only. And we have many types of errors in terms of trading, but we are going to focus in terms of execution errors. So the first errors that commonly being made is about wrong action. Now, wrong action meaning that, let's say for example, you're supposed to buy, but you keen as sell. So if you accidentally keen as sell, please remember you must rectify immediately. Now, the common mistakes that I saw many of the investors or so-called traders have done is they wait. Meaning, because once you executed wrongly, you need to commit some commission. So when you go in and when you open your position and when you close your position, there are certain commissions that you need to pay. So some of them will say that if I'm going to cover my commission, at least I must make one tick of profit, or at least I might make 1 point of profit, etc. The problem is sometimes because of the half a point or one tick, it costs you, this particular error becomes a big error. Meaning, let's say for example, you're waiting for 1 point, so the market actually went against you for 10 points. But because the previous mistake that you have made, you dare not really cut your position, and you're not willing to cut. And until you increase to 20 points, until 30 points, you're still hold on to it. Until a level that you cannot take it, you give up hope, then only close it. That is too late. That's the reason why I told you just now that errors can be very, very costly. That's why today we are only focused in terms of execution part, and execution part can be very costly as well. So my suggestion to you is, let's say for example, if you're supposed to buy one contract, But the end results, we are going to look at the equation of a mathematics. So your end result right now, I'm supposed to have one lot of buy contract, so it's a positive 1. But right now, I'm having a negative 1. So what should I do? The middle part, an equation. So if negative 1, my answer should be positive 1. So I need to buy 2. So you buy 2 immediately. Please do not wait. Execute immediately. The cost of it is just purely the difference, meaning the spread between your buy and sell, and another part is including your transaction fees. That's it. But if you hold on to it, it can be way, or what we call it as much higher than this, your errors or the losses that you're going to suffer. So execute immediately. The only rectification method is close the position immediately, reverse your trade, and execute in the correct direction. Please do not wait. This is the key message. Now, the second common execution errors that we encounter for majority of the traders is wrong order type. Wrong order type meaning, for example, let's say you're supposed to put a stop orders, but you forget. So let's say if you bought, in this example, if you bought one contract at 3,820, you want to cut loss at 3,008. So supposedly the second order, you're supposed to put a sell order type is stop orders, then 3800. But because you forget to change this order type and you remain it as limit orders, the orders will traded immediately. Then you close the position immediately. And you might suffer losses because it's immediate market reaction. So when you close it immediately, chances very high is you suffer losses. Even if it's break even, right? You're going to suffer your transaction cost losses. So my personal advice to you is, if you're going to put stop orders, the best part is, first thing, your order type, change it first. So meaning when you bring up your order ticket, first thing, change your order type. So once you change your order type, then the rest, you slowly select and key in, you will never forget. I commonly see people is, they go through the whole process already, forget about to change this. Because normally validity, majority of you will not change. So automatically here you don't change. So normally you change action, your contract numbers, and also your price. That's it. So you will ignore these two. So I repeat, the best way to do it is, first thing, when you bring your order tickets up, first thing, change your order type to stop orders. Then the rest only you slowly key in. The chances for you to forget is relatively low. Now the next part about this execution errors is wrong quantity. Another way is, sometimes we also call it as fat fingers errors, meaning it's like representing your fingers is very fat. So it's like when you type in, you want to key in 1, right? You accidentally go and press 2 in your computers because it's just next to it. The keyboard is next to it. Or you want to press 2, you accidentally press 3. So this one is similar to the first one. If you notice you are wrong, directly do the equation and reverse your trade immediately. Please do not wait. Do not bet against the market itself, because your trading system already clearly telling you that supposedly you should sell. So right now you did it wrong, or supposedly you should buy 1 contract only. Right now you did it wrong and you have bought 2 contracts. Reverse immediately. So do the equation, very simple equation. So your end result is supposed to have a long position. So you look at this equation, long position. So right now you have long 1, right now you have long 2. So mathematics, you should -1, meaning you just sell 1 contract, close it immediately, remaining 1 contract itself. So these are all the common execution errors. Now, the last one, the common execution errors, is what we call as wrong contract months. Now, these wrong contract months can be very serious because, especially, for example, in this particular case, if you want to buy FCPO, let's say in May 2023, but you know that actually FCPO May 2023 will also available for FCPO May in 2024 and vice versa. So if you did not see it clearly, you execute May 2024, then you are going to see that because of the buy and sell spread itself, because the buyer and seller can be very wide, different months, you're going to see that you're going to suffer immediately a lot of losses. So select correctly the contract months before you execute is very important. And another thing, make sure that at least you look at the volume, because your trading platform will show the volume to you. Select the highest volume among all the contract months. You will not be too wrong. Sometimes you'll see that you're supposed to execute the third month and you accidentally go and execute the second month. You can see sometimes the liquidity is not there, meaning immediately you buy, you sell, you already suffer a loss because of the spread, the difference between your buyer and the selling price itself. So these are all the execution errors that you suppose can be rectified. So in a later part, I'm going to explain to you, if you can, how can we avoid those errors? If not, at least to minimize our errors, especially when it comes to execution portion. So let us move into the ways to reduce the execution errors. Now, the first method is double check. What does this mean? Now, in your trading platform, so when you key in your order ticket, once you key in everything, when you click submit, they'll give you a summary. Am I correct? A small box summarize whatever you have done. Let's say, for example, you bought one contract, your contract is FCPO April, you bought at 3008, your order type right now is limit orders. They will summarize everything. Confirm once, then only you click confirm. Now, some of the trading platform, because you want it to be fast in terms of your execution, you will take this out because they have the option whether to remain the summary or you do not want to have the summary. You can have this selection. But my personal advice to you is excluding these summaries. This kind of summaries doesn't help you much, provided you're trading a lot, many contracts. If not, it doesn't helps you much. So why not keeping the summary itself? This will reduce a lot of your execution errors, trust me. And the moment for you to confirm, it only needs, like, for example, maybe 5 to 10 seconds at most. So sometimes if you can confirm that, then only you execute, it will be better. So at least what we call it as prevention is better than only you rectify it. So first thing, double check, because your platform provide you with this confirmation. Double check it. It just take about 5 seconds if you're used to it. Max 10 seconds, you should be able to check it through. So double check before click yes. Now, the second ways to reduce your execution errors is make sure that you concentrate while you are trading. First thing, if you do not have sufficient sleep, please do not trade. I'm very serious. This is the common advice that we have been giving to those traders itself. Please do not underestimate this, because sometimes we tend not to have the concentration itself, right? Because of lack of sleeps, right? You are going to see that a lot of errors that we tend to make. Not only in trading, in other areas as well. Like, for example, while you're not having sufficient sleeps, you cannot concentrate, then let's say you might face with car accident, for example. So concentration is very important. Having sufficient focus is very important itself. So other than that, not only that, please do not multitask while you are trading, because especially when it comes to trading, right, multitasking will cause a lot of execution errors. So while you are trading, please focus. Finish your own trading, then only you go with the rest of your stuff. And try to avoid doing trading with others, because sometimes people tend to come and ask you, check with these certain things. They might divert your attention. Just now while you are thinking, right, people are interrupting, you might forget. And it can be the beginning of the whole execution errors. So as I mentioned to you as a summary, right, you can see that those are the common execution errors. Try to avoid it. Just now I will give you some solution towards that. And if can, we try to reduce our errors. If possible, try to reduce as closer to zero as possible. Prevention is definitely better than rectification. So I hope that today's topics really helps you in your trading in future, and please remember to reduce your trading errors, especially when it comes to execution errors itself, because execution errors itself can be very costly. You can see a huge difference in terms of that. So this comes to the end of my presentation. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channels and give us a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you in our next video. Bye bye.